kitchen? Rachel!
Hi. I guess you don't care about waking everybody up.
What I care about is whose clothes are all over my kitchen.
After the last seminar, he came over, we watched a movie, we played spades. One thing led to another, well, that's that. I'm sorry, we can both leave and get out of your way.
Rachel, I'm just confused. You were sitting next to me nodding your head when Reverend Jones preached about waiting to have a physical relationship until I just thought you were the kind of girl who would make better choices.
Kind of girl? What kind of girl?
A good girl who understands that God made sex to only be between.
A good girl?
I'm not comfortable with your tone.
And I'm not comfortable with your judgment. I suppose I do agree with your pastor in principle. It sounds like a really good idea, but that's all it is. A really good idea. Miss Blossie, it just doesn't work like that today. You couldn't possibly understand. You got married when you were 15. You're not helping, and neither is the church.
How can you say that?
Easy. What does saying from the pulpit, you should wait, do for me, for any of us? We need specifics.
Specifically, the scripture says to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. If you delight yourself in the Lord, he will give you the desires of your heart. Rachel, you have to trust that God has a divine plan for your life, one that you want deep and down inside.
Sounds like an Easter speech.
What?
Nothing.
I always thought of you as my own family.
It's all right, Miss Blossie. I get that what you say works for you and my grandmama and all the women like you.
Like us?
But it doesn't work for me. Your Jesus doesn't work for me.
It's the same Jesus, the same God. He is Lord of all.
No, it's not the same. I mean, come on. That's why we've got 4 Gospels, right? And all the Bible translations, huh? And Lord knows how many denominations there are. If the experts have more than one message, how am I supposed to know which one to listen to? And why can't I have my own? I deserve to have a sense of peace about my life too. A sense that Jesus belongs to me too. I deserve that. I know that I do.
She stops, turns back around to Erika.
I've never seen anyone keep photographs on a porch.
Really? Well, all the women in my family do. They say there should be reminders of family all around us all the time.
Family? But here's a picture of Rachel.
She's like family. Not just, how did Rachel put it?
Prayers and platitudes.
Right. Only God knows his plans for me. I just trust that they are plans to prosper me and not to harm me.
The walls just close in so tight.
Well, it's time to get outside them walls.
You mean go to church?
That's one way.
I can feel more alone there than I do at home. I mean, everybody's just singing and clapping, just like their lives are picture perfect.
Trust me,
I look
they're
at them and I wonder, don't I deserve to feel that too? Don't I deserve for Jesus to be my Savior, for his sacrifice to work for me too?
That's the second time I've heard that. It's dangerous for you and for your girls. You must protect them at all costs.
Miss Blossie, what is it that you're really saying?
Nothing. It's probably time to go inside and try to get some sleep, don't you think?
Erika picks up the picture.
Miss Blossie, Rachel looks an awful lot like you.
John enters from the side with Brenton, noticing that Erika has the picture.
Hey now, what y'all ladies doing out here?
Nothing, John. We're just about to go inside. It's time to call it a day. Don't you think?
I told you that I didn't think it was a good idea for that gal to come and stay with us.
That gal, her name is Rachel. I didn't invite her, John. She came to me, to us. All her life she's heard about Miss Blossie's house and how we welcome strangers, sojourners. What was I going to tell her?
How about no?
I couldn't do that.
I could.
John.
Blossie, You promised me that I would never have to see any reminders about how you turned your back on me. Woman Olabelle was enough.
Shh. That's a sweet child. Both of them sweet girls.
Maybe, but neither one of them is mine.
I think everybody knows of Miss Blossie.
Yes.
Is her secret that she's been holding for years clear to you?
And not surprising.
It was for me. I was.
Well, for me, if you have a Miss Blossie, it's not surprising. Or maybe I never just sat down and talked to my Miss Blossie. She had some secrets.
I did participate with the group early on, and I have to say, and I'm not saying this because everyone's in the room, I started attending Impact February 21st of this year, and for a very long time I was out of church. I kind of went because my mother and I were having a Miss Blossie conversation about me going to church, and for me it really was about, I would go to church. I was raised in church. I was born in church, always in the United Methodist Church, but I just didn't feel accessible. I would go and I felt exactly like I was not in church, even though I was sitting in church. And I think, and I'm probably, murdering this, it's probably not exactly what Reverend Brown said, but I think he said something about meeting people where they are. It has made a difference to me to be met where I am and feel like I can start now and rebuild my relationship with God. Because that just wasn't, it wasn't happening for me at all. So I'm very grateful for that.
I noticed this evening, even though we've been rehearsing this for a while, Candi still kind of sought permission, even today, for us to use that little bit of harsh language that we used from Brian, because his son was here. And even though we didn't really go overboard with the foul language, it was barely foul, it still took a whole lot just to be able to say ass or damn, when those are very commonplace words now. So I think part of what I'm hearing and feeling and appreciate about this is that this kind of is keeping it real, if I could bring new life to that tired expression. And perhaps a lot of what happens with us in churches is that we enter the door and put on our church face, and the reality of our lives just kind of slips away. And what we really want is to be able to keep it real even in the church house. Be who you are there. I think that may be the essential difference.
That's the reason I said spirit and truth. Because, it's so easy for us to gloss over truth when we walk through stained glass windows and pretty doors, or even if it's not a traditional sanctuary, that place that's called the room of worship seems to cause us to forget what really is so, or not claim it in that room. And that's so antithetical